Hi,
Okay.
Amy. Thanks for joining me this morning. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your involvement with the creative arts?
Okay, so my name's Mimi O'Malley, and I've been playing music for almost 30 years. I'm from Sheffield, but I've been living in Teesside for, oh my God, 10 years, I think it is now. And at the moment, I am using my music to do live early years music classes, and teaching one-to-ones. So piano, saxophone, clarinet. But before that, I was just doing lots of gigs playing with orchestras, bands, big bands, quartets, ska bands, folk bands, all over the country and all over and abroad as well. But in Teesside, I've been doing Mimi's Maestros for the last 6.5 years. Yeah.
Great. So how did that come about? What was your motivation in setting it up? And was it quite a risk at the time? Did you? Yeah.
Yes. So my eldest was 5 when I started. It was sort of going back into work and doing something that would fit around her. And I'd got really interested in early years music from having her and sort of seeing how she developed and reacted to music and things like that, because obviously she's always been around it. And yeah, so I saw an advert that Middlesbrough Town Hall put out for an early years practitioner, like to train up basically. So I applied for it and I started doing that, and I got trained by the Sage Gateshead. There was a lady that came to the town hall and trained me up basically to do early years classes at the town hall. And I absolutely fell in love with it. I just loved it. Sadly, there wasn't many people coming along, so I decided to go solo and do it myself. But I had like a tiny bag of puppets and just my guitar. I didn't really have anything when I started. So I hired a room at the Earthbeat Centre in Saltburn because it's just up the road from where I live. And I started doing one class a week, and it filled up really quickly and it just snowballed. So before lockdown, I had 200 children a week coming to my classes,
Wow.
0 to 5. So I was doing them in Gisborough, Middlesbrough, Ingleby, Norton, Salt, everywhere. I basically couldn't, I need to clone myself basically, It was amazing. But then obviously lockdown happened.
Yeah. I really feel the cloning thing as well. And also, yeah, I mean, that's really how I switched from my life into being completely focused on the creative arts, was as a recovering mother. Tried to go back to the workplace and was earning a third of what I was pre-kids. And that didn't seem acceptable to me. And also I lost my dad, and he said go to university, so that changed everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I remember around here we had a thing called Music with Mummy, and it was such
In Mask. Yeah.
yeah, in Hambleton.
Oh yeah, they did it in Mask as well. Yeah.
And it was such a joy. It was so important, as you say, the way that kids respond to music is absolutely wonderful. And I'm really sorry that lockdowns really decimated that business. Um, can you tell us a little bit about the way that you've adapted and what you're trying to do now as a result of lockdown?
Okay, so I've got friends abroad, and I remember before we locked down, them sort of being in touch and saying, you need to take the kids out of school. It's coming to the UK. So I actually took my girls out of school 2 weeks before the school shut. And I stopped my classes as well, my face-to-face classes. I bought some equipment. I got a new camera, a light, a new mic. I invested and I got an equipment basically, and I went online before the lockdown. So I transferred all my classes online. I didn't want the families to just go without completely, and I was trying to think what to do. I didn't think about myself though, so I ended up, I thought what I need to do for them is do them a class every weekday morning, so they'll have some routine and they'll have something to get up for, and that's what I did. So I did a live class every weekday morning for 30 to 40 minutes, but obviously had my girls at home as well, and I hadn't really thought it through. And I did that for 3 months, and I ended up having around 300 families viewing my classes. I did it really, really, really cheaply. And I gave away 150 subscriptions to NHS workers, families. It made me feel a bit better, about the situation, but it gave me so much work and for so little. And then I reduced it down to 3 a week. And now I'm back doing it 3 a week because obviously we're in a lockdown again. So I'm doing three live classes a week, and I've only got about 30 families now. So, but it's really good. It gives me something to focus on, and I absolutely love it. So,
Well, all respect to you for that. I think if everyone had thought to act 2 weeks before we were told, we might be in a different place now. Who knows? I was the same. I was telling everyone lockdown immediately. I think it helped to have friends in Europe that,
exactly.
in the middle of it. But here we are, and you've done everything. You've adapted brilliantly, and I guess it takes, because it's not just the workshop itself, is it? It's like that energy, that attitude. It's like doing these interviews. No matter what state I'm in, you've got to pick yourself up. You've got to be the one that inspires other people to.
100%. Yeah, we've got to do everything we can, and we're lucky as creative people. We can really make such a difference.
Absolutely. So one of the questions I really love asking is why art, why music, why the creative arts, why is it so important? Why is it important to you? And what role does it play in society more generally?
Oh, well, I mean, for me, it's music has always been everything. It's all I've ever really done. I've had the odd little job, but I've always had a career in music, my whole life. It's such a release. Any sort of feeling or mood I'm in, it will make it better. And I know that it does the same thing for the people watching the classes. A lot of these families never sung at all. They don't sing at home. They don't sing to their kids. And it gives them so much confidence to sing. And then you see them some of them will pick up instruments they used to play when they were younger. And I just think music is just everything, it's sort of like the confidence it builds in the parents, the confidence it builds in the children. It's everyone, it's just so positive. It's always positive. It's never ever a negative thing, I'm not sure really.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I haven't even really thought about that. Can music be a negative thing? I don't suppose it can. I think it is a big uniter. It's from people singing in churches to people singing on the terraces of a football stadium. It's got something that I think it's beyond. I guess it's beyond words, and the fact that it's completely universal. It is our universal language. You go anywhere in the world and you pick up an instrument and you're communicating. You don't need to have that. You don't need to have language.
Exactly. But also, I always say to the parents, because a lot of them are reluctant to sing. Obviously, at home now in lockdown, they're in now. No one can hear them, so they'll be singing away. But in a class, I always say to them, "It doesn't matter if you can sing and tune. It doesn't matter. Your child's favorite voice in the world is yours, regardless. It's yours, whether you can sing or not." And I think that nobody really. I think a lot of them would never think that. They think, "Oh, I can't sing. I sound awful." It's still their favorite voice. So
Because
still sing regardless.
Yeah, they've had 9 months of
Exactly.
they were born listening to that voice. Yeah,
Exactly.
And one thing that I was reflecting on a few times recently as well, that being born, you know, having that vroom, vroom, vroom of the womb before you're even born, you know, you're already born to that, to the music, to the rhythm. So it's really
Exactly.
important to us.
Exactly. It's innate, and it's, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I guess at the moment you're just kind of playing things by ear, taking it week by week. Are you making any longer term plans? Because it's kind of looking like I'm actually pleased today that it seems like they're saying we don't know when restrictions will end, rather than making these ridiculous promises and then sticking to them because they've been said.
Well, I mean, I've decided to. I'm gonna. All my one-to-one students, I've been teaching online since March. I've just kept them online because I could. Um, and I'm going to be carry on and doing my Mimi's Maestros online in February. I mean, it's probably going to be the whole year. I was supposed to be doing all the festivals because, but I also do my classes at festivals, and I also play at Glastonbury each year with Tourette's Hero and Captain Hot Knives, and obviously we didn't do it last year, and it's been cancelled again this year. So I guess we're just going to be online, aren't we? I'm just muddling through.
Or outside. I think outside might be okay.
Yeah, if the weather picks up, but you know, it's grim up north, isn't it? It's not that simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, we'll play it by ear. It's brilliant that you've been able to adapt. Absolutely, yeah. Just such a shame, but you know, Glastonbury couldn't have gone ahead. It was only
No, of course not.
time before they said so, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, we just keep on, don't we? And we pick ourselves up and we dust ourselves down and we put our dancing shoes on and we do what we can.
We need to live in the moment and in the day, but also we need to think ahead. So it's difficult sometimes, you know. I try and sort of just take it a day as it comes, but yeah, it's quite difficult to kind of do both.
Yeah, you know, I think as artists, we've always lived in some kind of liminal space, so we're maybe better equipped than most to deal with it.
True.
Mimi, it's been lovely talking to you, and
Thanks.
I really look forward to seeing you out there at some point.
I know, I can't wait. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, take
Thank
care.
you. Bye.
Little pip.